Welcome to the Trust Factor Radio, bringing you interviews and insights to unlock the power of the subconscious mind to create authority, credibility, and trust. With your host, the Authority Architect and best-selling author, Neil Howe.
Hello and welcome to the show. This is your host, Neil Howe, and today my guest is Kurt Owen, and he helps business owners in the home services industry, including roofing companies, solar installers, real estate and mortgage, to generate additional sales and scale their business profits through paid advertising, funnels, and marketing consulting. He is the owner of his own marketing agency, Kurt Owen Marketing, and he has helped generate thousands upon thousands of leads for his client. Kurt, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Neil. Happy to be here.
Well, tell us a little bit about those people that you help. I know the service industry are always looking for leads. You mentioned a few of them, the roofing, solar, which is a big one. I imagine it's really big in Florida. But tell me who else it is that you help.
Yeah, definitely. So, you hit right the nail on the head with roofing and solar. Anyone in the home construction or real estate market are people that we're helping currently. And we help everyone from the individual that is just starting their business to full-fledged business owners who are ready to basically take their offer and scale it to, start bringing in more sales and more people into their business.
And I imagine those people that are just starting out have probably different problems than other businesses that have been in business and are maybe more established or bigger. But in general, what kind of problems are these businesses having that you help them solve?
Yeah, so typically when our clients come to us, they're usually stuck in the technical work of their business. So at this point, they want to start looking at systemizing and outsourcing different parts of their business so that they can focus on actually building their business rather than just working inside of it. So they'll come to us and they pretty much are looking for a proven system for prospecting and lead generation. Other times it's just they have no idea how the digital marketing world works, which is completely understandable, given that the digital marketing landscape is constantly changing. Things change by the day. And so it's really hard to keep up with all of that. And,
I find a lot, especially within that home services industry, is, these people are out there running their business, they're installing roofs or, building houses or installing HVAC systems. And that is what they wanted to do. That's what they're good at. When it comes to sitting down at a computer, that's just not them. They know that they have to do it. They know they have to market their business, get their message out and get those leads, but they just don't want to do it at all. So I know that they look for other people that they can trust and have got results for their clients to do that part for them. Is that what you find too?
Yeah, that's exactly it, And the thing is, a lot of these business owners or individuals, they know that they need to be doing it, especially given this day and age and everything is going digital. They know they need to make it happen, but sometimes they just don't know how.
So what other problems do you find that they are having that they just want somebody to take care of for them?
Well, it's also just the fact that leads are the lifeblood of any business. And realizing that a lot of people get stuck in this, what I call the hope and pray method of prospecting, where they'll tell their family, their friends, and their immediate circle about their business, and then they're just relying on referrals to basically feed their sales and the growth of their business, which is an okay way to do it, but it's just putting everything outside of your control at that point. While there are, systems out there where you can reliably, put in a certain amount of effort, time, or money and get out a certain amount of leads and sales And so that's one important realization. And then other times, it's because people have worked with, people that say that they're, Facebook ad experts, or, that they provide leads, and they may have not had a good experience in the past. And so that's something that we handle with our guarantee, as well as, understanding that just because they've had a bad experience in the past doesn't mean that the framework doesn't work. And so we just help them to realize that as well.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I think digital marketing is something that every business needs, but the referral part of businesses, most businesses still run on that referral engine, but you have to be doing that right as well on a digital platform in order to get the results that you want. But the thing that I like is having a system in place that I think you said already, that is measurable, that that if you put X amount of dollars in, you're going to, receive X amount of leads, and it's going to turn into, money and profits for you, which is, really what you get with paid advertising. And that's what you concentrate on a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it.
So how does the paid advertising work then?
So the paid advertising side of it, we pretty much walk our clients through how that process works exactly. But we pretty much pair our clients up with what we think is the best medium to start. So whether that's Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads. And what we do is we suggest to them a particular ad spend budget for the month. They provide that to us, and then we pretty much generate as much results as possible given the ad spend budget that they give us.
So I'd like to get into Facebook and Google ads because that's probably predominantly what people are using. But talk to me a little bit about YouTube and how you use that for, especially these service industries, because I could see how YouTube ads could be really powerful when you're able to, demonstrate the results that these service-based companies can offer.
Yeah, definitely. And YouTube is really exciting right now because everything is going video. And with YouTube, a lot of people don't know this, but it is owned by Google. So it's run through the same ad platform. And with Google's ad platform, what you're actually able to do is target people in ways that you can't on any other ad platform. For example, let's say you have a big competitor in town and you want to start targeting their customers. You can actually do that. And so it's things like that, among tons of other great targeting options, where YouTube really makes a huge impact. Additionally, right now, not a whole lot of people are using YouTube ads. Facebook ads at this point, they definitely still work, but they are a little bit more saturated. And all that means is that the cost of advertising on that platform has risen. But YouTube is definitely what you would call a blue ocean at this point. Lots of opportunity there. The ad costs aren't super high yet, and so you couple that with the power of a really strong video for a business, and we see really, really great results.
Yeah, I can see how the YouTube advertising would really work well for these local businesses. But talk to me about Facebook. Like you said, the ad costs are going up. I know the ad costs in Google are going up as well. But there's definitely things that you can do through your knowledge as a marketer and knowing that system in order to get those ad budgets down and really working like a finely oiled machine that, spits out great results for your clients. How are you able to do that?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that, because the thing is, when it comes to paid advertising, there's really no faster way to flush money down the drain if you don't know what you're doing. And so that's where we step in. there's a ton of variables that come into what produces a profitable ad campaign. For example, the engagement that you're getting, what does that look like? For example, on Facebook, they'll actually penalize your ad if it's not getting good engagement. And that's one thing that we watch, among a ton of other stats. And what it comes down to is finding that perfect combination of offer, ad copy, imagery, video that's really just going to resonate with the market that we're advertising to. And having worked and specialized in the home services and home construction real estate industry, thankfully, we've been able to find out what those winning combos are. So we save our clients maybe thousands upon thousands of dollars in ad spend from them having to do all of that trial and error on their own.
Yeah, you never want to get in there and just experiment. Like you said, you can lose a lot of money very quickly on Facebook ads and just see no results at all. Very important that you know what you're doing, because it is also one of the fastest ways to get results is by using paid ads compared to some of the other ways to get leads, which might be SEO, search engine optimization, which can take months to see results. But if you're looking for results quickly, I think paid advertising is probably the best. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And it's also important to realize that at this point, a lot of these huge platforms such as Facebook and Google are just more and more becoming what we call pay to play platforms. So for example, it used to be on Facebook, you could post a video or a post and it could go viral very easily. However, now how it is, Facebook actually limits the amount of exposure any post gets until you actually pay them to promote that. So yeah, when it comes to paid advertising, it 100% is the fastest way to scale any business. And that's just the way everything is at this point.
Yeah, and I think what you said there, you got to pay to play now, but you've also got to work within Facebook's guidelines, and that can be a huge problem for a business, especially if they have been building their brand and they're relying on these paid ads, and then all of a sudden overnight, you post the wrong picture or image or whatever it is, you say the wrong word and Facebook shuts you down right away. How are you able to combat some of these things by just, knowing what it is that Facebook is looking for and staying within those guidelines?
Yeah, I think it's really funny that you bring that up, because right now it's a huge issue for Facebook advertisers all over the world. Because right now how it is Facebook has an AI that goes through and will actually, ban or disable ad accounts based on what you're posting. And so this is before a human actually even looks at it. And it's very easy to accidentally post the wrong thing or guarantee the wrong thing. And unless you have a very intimate knowledge with their advertising guidelines, and even if you do, it's still very easy, if you don't know what you're doing, to accidentally get your ad account disabled. And then at that point, it's just a huge hassle to actually talk to a person on the other side to get that ad account re-enabled again. And so we bring in our expertise, of course, to basically know what you can and can't post and make sure that doesn't happen for our clients. And even sometimes it will happen to somebody and they'll come to us and they'll say, hey, can you help us? And we'll get it reinstated for them, usually free of charge, just to be able to have the opportunity to work together potentially.
Well, that's great. And I know there can be lots of problems when you don't know what you're doing. Let's set some expectations here. If a business is looking to generate leads online, what is it going to cost them to get started, and what kind of expectation should they have for the dollars that they put in?
Yeah, so as far as expectations go, I mean, it's different for every person because every client that we talk to has different needs and they have different budgets. But what we recommend is at least $1,000 in ad spend to start. That's going to get you. It's going to get you, the bare minimum of really tasting what paid advertising can do for you. So we recommend you start with that. Of course, they then also have to pay our management fee, which we work with everyone to make sure that it works for their budget if it's something that they really want to do. But basically, to get started from there, I mean, the expectation is you give us a month to get the best results possible for you. And we just ask in return that you do the actions necessary to actually convert the leads that we send out to you. And of course, we make sure that we hold your hand throughout the whole process. And we don't just give you the leads and say, hey, good luck. We actually give you a sales strategy and consulting throughout the whole process to make sure that you are actually converting your leads and making sales and profits from the campaign.
Now, there's some businesses that try and do this themselves and might spend, $10 a day or, not very much on the ads. I know you recommend a minimum of $1,000, and that might be a lot for some companies, especially local companies, but it might be next to nothing for others that, have bigger. And of course, if you're in the service-based industry and they're doing, $10, $20, $30,000 jobs, it doesn't take too many leads to make that campaign profitable. But what happens when you just spend, you're throwing $10 a day at it and seeing if you can get any results?
It's I would definitely say $10 a day is the minimum that you'd want to be spending to see results quickly. And you can do that, especially, I mean, if you just decide, hey, we just want to do this on our own and we just want to spend $10 a day on ad spend. You can do that. At the end of the day, it just comes down to how quickly do you want results. And whenever we bring someone on to work with us, it's because they have the systems in place, they have the people in place, and they're ready to go from basically 5 miles an hour to 100 miles per hour as quickly as possible. And so that's what we do for them.
So there's no minimum that Facebook likes to have to just kind of, okay, we can tell that you're a player and you are, we're going to give you the results that you're looking for. We're going to show your ads a little bit more because you have more of an ad spend rather than just, throwing $5 or $10 at it. Yeah.
I mean, it definitely favors those who spend more because the way that the Facebook ad marketplace works is it is an auction. And so basically you are putting your ad out there and auctioning for the best traffic. And so if you're spending more, and invariably, unless you are doing some really advanced stuff with your bid control, then invariably you're going to get better traffic if you just let the machine learning do the work for you.
Okay, so let's talk about the leads, the actual leads that come in. Obviously we'd like every lead to turn into a sale, but that's not necessarily the expectation, is it?
Yeah, and that's part of the whole process is educating people on how online leads work, because the way that we do it, we don't filter out any leads when we partner with a client because we want to maximize their the opportunities that we give them. And so basically what happens is in the world of online leads, you're going to have those leads that come in that are grade A, ready to buy, and they make a purchase decision, as soon as within 24 to 48 hours. Now, on the other hand, you do have those leads that come in that they're just tire kickers. They don't have any money. They're not ready. They misread the ad. And so you just have to realize going into it that you are going to have the whole spectrum of different leads that come in. Now, we also provide a ton of tools to make sure that you're spending less time on the leads that you actually get. So, for example, a lot of people, they'll generate leads and then they will follow up with every single lead themselves with, text messages and emails and all of that and voicemails. When we actually automate that entire process for our clients. And so what that does is it weeds out the tire kickers for them, halves the amount of time that they actually have to spend nurturing their leads. And then they just work with the people that are, actively interested in moving forward as soon as possible.
So it really pushes them down the funnel a little bit further. So the only time that they're spending is with an informed buyer, at least, or an informed prospect that has the intention of, solving their problem.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And it's not to say that there still isn't more work involved with, calling the leads and following up with them, and making sure that you're nurturing them after that point. Because that definitely is, part of the whole process. We would love to just hand you a sale on a plate, but you do have to call them, you do have to work with them and make sure that it's a good fit through a real human conversation.
And for local businesses, especially those service-based businesses, what is it that they're looking for? Is it the phone calls that they're looking for? They want to get somebody on the phone so they can have that sales conversation?
Yeah. So it really, again, it comes down to what the client needs, because we work with some people who are at the stage in their business where they want to run ads and they want all the automation and the system that we've built, and they have more time than they do have money. And so for clients like that, for example, they just want appointments, or they just want qualified leads coming in, I mean to say. So we'll set them up with a system where they'll have the leads come in, they'll have the automated messages, weeding out the tire kickers, the people who aren't serious, and then they do a lot of the phone calls themselves. Now, on the other end, the fully automated, complete setup is we actually have a call center, a team of appointment setters who will then call the leads for them. And of course, that's a little bit more expensive, and that is more geared towards, business owners that are a little bit more set up. And that pretty much takes it all the way to appointments. So they'll just see appointments pop up on their calendar with that system. So it really just comes down to, do you want to work more and spend a little bit less money, or do you want a completely automated system and just show up to the appointment?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what a lot of people go for, is just having somebody that's ready to have that sales conversation with an appointment. What are some of the misconceptions that people have about paid advertising?
Yeah, and I think I touched on this a little bit more is in the last conversation, some of these points, but the one that really stands out to me is the misconception that people are going to bring in this lead gen guy or this marketing guy, and they're going to completely save their business from going under. The fact of the matter is, you need to already be running a profitable business before you bring us in to really see the best results. Because if you're coming in with this, save me mentality, what our service does is it just pours gasoline to whatever you have going on. If you're, if the flame of your business, to use a metaphor, isn't burning very bright, then the gasoline is just going to, put it out. However, if you are already doing well, you have an offer that's converting at 20% or better, you have systems and people in place to really, take the lead flow and be able to actually fulfill on, a huge number of orders that could come in, then this works out really, really well for them.
Right. We say the leads are the lifeblood of the business. You have to have these people calling in wanting your service, but ultimately you've got to have that system in place and the people in place to close the business so that you can make profit. And that's something that each business has to be able to do themselves. What other expectations do people have about what it is that you do? They hired you for paid advertising to generate leads, but do they want you to do other things as well that aren't included in your package?
Yeah. Well, it comes down to just understanding what is actually included in the package versus what isn't. And so we are extremely clear whenever we work or bring on a new client what the scope of our work is. And so we specialize in paid advertising, but a lot of the time people think that also means generating, content and posting it to their blog or their Facebook and Instagram accounts. Now, that's something that we could definitely talk about doing and getting you set up with. But for the most part, our main offer is, hey, we want to scale up an ad campaign for you that's going to get you the most results as quickly as possible. And from there, it sometimes makes more sense to start doing some content strategy after that, because that's a project that will pay off, maybe 3 or 6 months down the line. So it's good to do in combination, but it's really important just to realize what the scope of our work is when we're starting to work together, and what isn't.
Well, let's talk about results. That's what everybody hires a digital marketing company for, is to get results, to get those leads coming in, to get people through the door so that they can ultimately make more profits. Now tell me about somebody that you've worked with in the past. What kind of issues did they have when they came to you? What were you able to do for them? And ultimately, what was the result?
Yeah, definitely. So the first one that comes to mind is a South Florida company, a contractor that we work with. And they came to us, and it was basically our dream client. I mean, they have the people ready to go. They have an offer that is in demand in their market. So they have the financing down. They have the salespeople. They have the people to actually go out there and work on the houses, all ready to go. And they even had a front desk person that was ready to take calls as well, and reach out to the leads. And they came to us and just said, "Hey, look, we're doing really well down here, but we're ready to take our business to the next level." And so what we were able to do for them is, over the course of about a month, we brought in over 70 leads, which generated, I think, around 30 appointments, and then 5 really, really high ticket sales. And that's just the beginning. So this is 5 sales that have happened within that first month, with many more that are in the pipeline that they're actually nurturing. And so that's really exciting for me. I love when we have our dream clients come to us and work together and get them really, really good results like that.
And like I've said before, generating leads is the lifeblood of your business. But, if you don't have those other systems in place, and you're not ready for that influx, it can be overwhelming as well. Have you ever had customers that said, put their hands up, stop, stop, we're getting too many leads coming in, we can't handle them?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely happened before where, the leads start coming in. It starts off as a trickle, they think, oh, it's really manageable, but the next thing they know, they have 50 leads and they need to be following up with them. At that point, some of the opportunities inevitably fall through the cracks if you're not able to follow up with every single one. But of that group, you still have those that are, lay me down sales. They see the ad, they say, wow, this looks like a great deal. And then, of course, like I was saying before, we also consult on the actual sales strategy. So, a lot of these leads that come in that they're having conversations with seem like lay me downs because now they're utilizing a proven sales strategy on top of their new lead generation program.
Very helpful. Well, Kurt, if somebody wants to reach out to you personally and get your advice and get some help with their needs, what is the best way to contact you? And do you have any special offer that can give them more information?
Yeah, definitely. So you can just go to my website and book a call with either myself or someone on my team will reach out to you. If you just go on there, that's probably the best way to get started. Now that call, it's free, it's no obligation. It's a strategy session, so we pretty much make a game plan for your business, and we talk about what results you can expect from working with us, particularly for your market. Right now, some of the offers that we're running that are just incentives for people to reach out and work with us is we're actually offering a huge $250 worth of free leads offer for anyone that subscribes to our monthly service. That's pretty much us just saying, hey, we want to get you really great results within that first month. So instead of paying us, put that money towards ad spend. We promise you won't regret it. Now, on top of that, something that's important to realize is we do also offer an amazing guarantee for anyone that works with us. It's a 10 solid opportunities guarantee in that first 30 days. So for each of our clients, and that's backed by a full refund, or we offer to work for free until they get those 10 opportunities. So, for roofing, for example, it would be 10 solid estimates within those first 30 days. So it's really a win-win situation. We risk a huge, a significant amount of money through that guarantee. And so because of that, we also are very selective with who we work with. And so there are a few questions we like to ask each client before we actually work with them, make sure that we think we can get them results. And if we don't think we can get them results, we're the very first people to tell them. And then if we think that you're not ready for paid ads yet, we offer what's called an organic Facebook or social media strategy, and we actually offer a free report on how to do that. So if any of those things interest you, if you just want to talk with our team, map out a game plan, or if you think that you're not quite ready for paid ads, but you want to make sure that you're utilizing your the digital marketing landscape, then we also have that free report, which you can just go to our website to download as well.
And that website is again?
And that website, one more time, is kurtowenmarketing.com, which is spelled with the, I'll spell it out because it is a little bit strange. KurtOwen and then marketing.com.
Excellent, Kurt. Well, I hope people listening have got a good idea of what they can expect from a paid advertising campaign, and that they reach out to you for help, whether to hire you or just to get some information. It's definitely worth having that phone call. So reach out to Kurt. And Kurt, thank you very much for being my guest on the Trust Factor Radio today.
Thanks so much, Neil. It's been a pleasure.
And to our listening audience, if you like what you hear, hit that like button and share, and we will see you next time on the show.
You've been listening to the Trust Factor Radio with Neil Howe. To learn about the resources mentioned in the show and to listen to past episodes, go to thetrustfactorradio.com. To get a copy of the book, The Trust Factor, go to thetrustfactorbook.com. If you are ready to act now and build your authority, credibility, and trust, schedule a consultation with Neil at theauthorityarchitect.com.